She used her witchcraft to make her husband wealthy. Welcome to the Savannah Storytellers channel, where we give you the best African talks, love stories, folklore and more. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate your support. Now back to the story. Asake's Talisman. In the heart of the vast African savannah, where golden grasses sway like the gentle caress of a lover's hand, there lived a woman named Asake. Asake was known far and wide for her captivating beauty, kindness, and the mysterious aura that seemed to surround her. Unbeknownst to most, Asake possessed a powerful witchcraft passed down through her family for generations. Her beauty and kindness made people love her because she was loving to both children and people. She would offer herself to help those in need of her assistance. Asake was married to a humble farmer named Olu. Olu was a modest working young man, known for his hard-working ethics in their village. Though hard-working and diligent, Olu struggled to provide for his family. Their farmland yielded meager harvests, and they barely made enough to take care of the young family. Troubled by their situation and her love for her husband Olu, Asake was determined to change their poverty into fortune with her secret powers. One night, under the light of the full moon, Asake ventured into the dark forest, a place where spirits and ancestors were believed to dwell. On the narrow footpath, she traveled through the trail that led deeper into the darkest part of the jungle. In the dead hours of the night, her footstep echoed optimism of changing their poverty into a fortune. Upon the spirits of her ancestors, she invoked the secret powers she possessed. Whispering incantations in the night, she requested their guidance and blessings to bring prosperity to her husband and family. Moved by her genuine love and dedication to her family, the spirits bestowed upon her a powerful talisman. A charm with the ability to turn barren land into fertile fields that ensure abundant harvests and attract wealth. However, there was a condition: the talisman would only work as long as Asake remained true to her virtues and kept the talisman as a secret within her family, and the powers must be used for good. Asake returned home after her spiritual encounter with the spirits of the forest and gave her husband Olu the talisman, explaining its powers and the conditions attached. Together, they worked tirelessly on their farmland. Asake taught her husband Olu how to use the charm from the spirits of the forest effectively to enhance the fertility of the land and protect the crops from pests and diseases. Slowly their farm began to flourish. The once barren fields were now lush and green, yielding bountiful harvests that became the envy of the village. Word of Olu's remarkable success spread throughout the village and beyond. People came from far and wide to purchase his produce, and soon, Olu became one of the wealthiest men in the region. With wealth came power and influence, and Olu began to change. The humility that once characterized him was replaced by arrogance and greed. He prided himself as a very wealthy man whom he had become, associating with wealthy traders and influential figures, neglecting Asake and their children. He thought of himself as the reason for the newfound wealth, forgetting the love and sacrifice of Asake that brought him this rich. Despite Asake's pleas to remain humble and use their wealth for the greater good of the village, Olu's heart remains hardened. One night at a lavish banquet he had organized for his new friends, Olu boasted about the source of his wealth. His intoxication had him boast of his wealth and gain, spilling the secret of his enormous wealth in the presence of the crowd while announcing the arrival of his new wife. Asake felt a knife pierce to her chest when she heard her husband had a new wife. Maybe she would have taken it differently if she was the first to know about the new lady, but he decided to let her find out with the crowd that came to feast with them at their mansion. His betrayal cut so deep, for she felt like a fool blinded by love and trust. News of Olu's shenanigans spread like fire in the village and the neighboring towns. About the secret of the wealth and the second wife became a topic of discussion among people in different places. Market women and farmers had their own opinions if Olu needed a new wife or not, and the secret of the wealth was revealed by Olu. The news of the talisman spread quickly, reaching the ears of those who coveted its power. Among them was a powerful and ruthless merchant named Kofi, Kofi the wicked and crafty man known for hostility and fierce display of power against the poor. Greedy and selfish, he wanted the talisman for himself and immediately devised a plan to steal the talisman. He approached Olu with a deceitful proposal, promising him even greater wealth and power in exchange for the talisman. Blinded by greed and ambition, Olu agreed. He handed over the talisman to Kofi, betraying Asake's trust and the sacred bond they had shared. Kofi, now in possession of the talisman, wasted no time in using its powers for his gain, turning his already vast fortune into an empire. As soon as the talisman left Asake's hold, the spirit's protection over Olu and their farm was lifted. The once fertile fields withered, and their wealth began to dwindle. Those new friends deserted him and he was left with the reckless abandonment of what used to be wealth after Asake and her children left him and his new wife. Alone in his misery, he lived after his new wife left because of the growing hardship he faced. He thought of his foolishness for being selfish to Asake and begged her for mercy, hoping she would forgive him for his wrong deeds. Asake was heartbroken, but he forgave him for his wrongdoings. She was resolute and sought to reclaim the talisman. She ventured into the city where Kofi resided and confronted him. With the strength of her ancestors and the purity of her intentions, she overpowered Kofi, who was unworthy of the talisman's true power. Retrieving the talisman, Asake returned to her village. The spirits, seeing her unwavering dedication and love, restored the fertility of their land. However, Asake could no longer trust Olu. She chose to live separately, dedicating her life to using her powers for the good of her community and teaching her children the values of humility and integrity. Olu left to reflect on his mistakes and spent the rest of his days trying to atone for his betrayal. Though he could never fully regain Asake's trust, he learned a valuable lesson about wealth and power, love, trust, and the responsible use of one's gifts. And so, Asake's legacy lived on, a testament to the strength of love, the power of ancient wisdom, and the resilience of a woman who remained true to her virtues amidst betrayal and adversity. If you like this story, kindly like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'd like to hear from you. Drop a comment on what you think about this story. See you next time.